Hi there everybody, and welcome to another video here at DaringBeefcake. I have this Ford Focus, a 2011, and I'm just going to show you where you can top up your screen wash fluid, and also you can check your coolant level. So in this particular car, well, you have to get the bonnet open, and now we'll have a look. So there's the lever inside of the car which you pull, the bonnet pops up, and then you need to come here and move that with your finger. The bonnet will be sitting here, and then do that and get your bonnet up, and obviously you have that to hold it in place. Now, screen wash fluid. This is the one I normally get, screen wash concentrated. I usually buy and just mix it myself, and then I pour it in here. So that's where the screen wash fluid goes. So I would recommend you to buy the proper stuff. Usually you can buy the ready mix one and just top it up as you go along, because it's always needed through the year, but especially during the winter months. And also it's a good idea to buy the, again, as I say, the proper stuff, because it can resist freezing conditions. So this particular one is up to -20. So obviously in the morning of a winter cold, freezing cold day, you go to your car. If you only have water in there, it would be frozen and it won't come out the jets. And the other thing is, if you have just water with some washing up liquid as well, again, it's not going to come out, is going to freeze. So however, if you have the good stuff, it will remain liquid and it will work which is what you want, especially if you're driving in the motorway. There is salt coming at you there's all sort of dirt coming at your windscreen, and you need to see where you're going. So that's where it goes, and definitely use the proper stuff. Now, the coolant, again, is a very important fluid for your engine. Keep the engine cold, well, at a temperature, not cold, but at whatever temperature it needs to run, which is quite hot actually. But obviously it keeps it from overheating. So coolant goes in this tank, and in this particular car you have very clear marks, a minimum and a maximum. So this max mark reference here is usually this line here. So this is a little bit on the slope. You can see how the fluid goes a little bit higher on the side, but is at a correct level. If yours was at the minimum, you would be able to see it. You'll see the fluid down here. You can just distinguish it quite easily, because the color of that coolant is very orange, so you can't really not see it. If that coolant was contaminated, it would sort of, you could also see if there was oil or anything like that, you would be able to see it. But also if you open this cap, and again it shows you here, if the car is very hot, don't open this cap, or open it very carefully. Now this car hasn't been running at all, it's cold. I can get this open safely and look in there, and it looks fairly clean. If there was oil there, you'll see the oil floating. The other thing is, you could buy a device that can actually check the antifreeze percentage, and that antifreeze percentage can be measured on the device. It will show you at what temperature this can freeze, but as long as you have coolant, then you're okay. If you have only water in here, again, that can freeze in winter, and that can actually damage your engine when you start in the car. So make sure you have coolant. And last but not least, if there was no coolant here, this bottle would be clear, and that would mean either you have a coolant leak somewhere, water pump or whatever, or your engine, your head gasket or something is gone. So that's why it's important to check that at least once in a while.